Thank you, Sammy. The past and present is a reminder of how far we've come. Hello, this is segment EC Insight, and I'm your host, Kylie Yazar-Ruiz.
And I'm your co-host, Jed Siriani.
Today, we are interviewing music director Daniel James and band president Baker Rivera to discuss the structures of marching band. Jed will ask the first question.
What does a typical practice look like for both of you guys?
So we always warm up. Since it's marching band, we stretch, and then we warm up on our instruments, and then we kind of go segment by segment, and then put things all together.
All right.
Once we get down to the field and we start our stretches, usually our drum majors will try to get everyone to focus in by telling them to quiet down and think about practice and what we need to work on.
Right on.
Sweet. Is it difficult working with new people every year?
Well, I guess the good thing about our program is that most of the students are there for 4 years total. So there's a strong base of, upperclassmen like Baker who can basically show the new kids what to do.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree. And I think even with the underclassmen or the freshmen that come in, being able to see them grow throughout the year as new members and seeing them grow like their personality and as musicians is a very cool part of working with new people.
What would you say is the hardest part about being in marching band that people don't really realize?
I'd say how time consuming it is. Like the practices are definitely worth it and it's all very good, but having to figure out the balance of everything can be difficult at times, but it is rewarding when you go to practice and then you get all your homework done. You're like, wow, I can actually go to sleep on time and I did all that.
I would just add that the coordination, I graduated in 1992, ages ago. So we didn't do any of the dance stuff or any of that. So that now they're dancing and they're playing, and then you have to memorize all the music. So it's quite a bit. And then we want them to go out and perform and have fun at the same time. So it's a lot.
Oh,
Nice.
Wow. What happens when members are nervous? And what does it do to the music that you perform?
Well, I would say sometimes they don't play as confidently, or maybe they might mess up a little bit. So, but Baker has more recent experience than I do.
Yeah, when you get nervous, it's definitely, especially if it's a cold open, it's a hard note to play first try and you crack it or something, then it definitely probably messes up your mentality for the rest of the show. But it's also important to think, you have 5 more minutes to learn how to play your music and figure it out. And so it'll get better as the show progresses and to not let that one moment stop you.
Nice. What would you say is your favorite memory, both of you, from playing band throughout your entire musical career?
I'll let you go first, Baker.
My favorite memory? Probably just all the times that I get to spend with my friends or in between sets and just goofing around with each other and laughing with each other and making jokes. We have a bunch of inside jokes from the past 4 years of so many different things that have happened. Just getting to laugh together is probably my favorite part.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think mine is kind of general as well with regards to, I just enjoy watching the students achieve. And then, because I know how hard they work, how many hours it takes to put in order to get that achievement, and then watching them work hard and getting it done is one of the best parts of the job.
Yeah, wow. That's very interesting. What is it like performing, as the director and as these overseers of all the people you taught?
Well, my performance aspect is just the conducting at this point. I'm not playing at all. And in fact, for the marching band, I don't do anything except get to watch and evaluate and then try to make it better. When I conduct the orchestra or the jazz band, the students are creating all the sound and I'm just trying to guide them through the music and then also inspire them hopefully as we go, in terms of the energy level and how we want to project to the audience. So that's basically my job at that point.
Wow.
For me, I would just say just getting through the music because it's very fun to play and it's very fulfilling, but there are definitely parts of music where it's more difficult than others, so you have to really focus in. So I guess focusing is a big part of performing and having fun with it and having the energy to play.
So as I was saying, how does the team feel playing at football games?
I think for myself, I think of football games as a way to rep what we do for competitions. Mm-hmm. So just as another practice and simulating a competition performance, I would say.
Right on.
Yeah, and we know that part of our purpose for being there is to add energy and to root on the football team and support and be a part of the traditions that you see, like the alma mater at the end and, the fight song and the pregame and all that stuff, that goes on with normal football games.
Would you say a marching band has impacted you guys as like people? Like, have you grown with it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all the time, from when I was a student, it made a big difference in my life in terms of I got a chance to work with some really great mentors and then helped me to develop, into the person that I am today. So, which is pretty decent.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Marching bands definitely helped me grow socially, but also just maturity-wise, because I think being in leadership especially, you have to learn a lot of things of how to work with people or how to communicate with people in the best way possible to get them to be the best versions of themselves. And I think the program's a really good way to learn how to do those things before we go into our adult life.
Yeah. Wow.
What would both of you say to someone who's thinking about joining marching band in the future?
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. No, it's a blast. A lot of people are intimidated by the time commitment, but anything that's good takes a lot of time to do and develop and grow. And I think that's why it's so meaningful and why a lot of the marching band kids are diehards, because it's like they get such a enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, totally.
And they should totally do it.
Yeah. Wow. Would you say has COVID really impacted how many new members come in?
Yeah, definitely. And it was really odd how just, we were out of school for a year and a half or something like that. And numbers less, retention in terms of musical items less. I mean, it goes across the board for a lot of different things, of course. But I was surprised by the impact. But it did have an impact.
Oh, wow. Wow. Has it grown? Over the years, you've been in band for 4 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually think we got a pretty decent growth this year. I feel like we got a lot of new members. And I don't know, I don't think I can say that we're as big as we used to be, but I feel like we're definitely on the way there.
Wow. Hopefully that continues to grow even bigger.
For sure.
Nice. What started your interest in music for both of you?
So for me, it was a friend of the family who played drums. And he had a huge drum set. And for those of you guys that may know Rush, the band Rush, Neil Peart had a huge drum set and he had this big old poster on his wall. And when I saw that and I saw his drums, I heard him play, I was like, yeah, I want to do that. So that was my inspiration.
Nice.
My sister was in marching band and she was in band from middle school all the way up to college. So when I was little, I would go to all of her concerts in middle school and then I would go to her performances. Also at El Camino, she was part of the El Camino marching band. So seeing her do that, once I got to high school, I knew that it was also going to be something that I was going to do too.
Whoa, that's so cool. Thank you guys so much for sharing your story.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It sounds like it takes a lot of commitment. And
100%.
the hats off to you for that. On a more serious note, we are passing the next segment to anti-gun violence with Jed. We'll be right back.